Welcome to Cleve, Loveland, and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Lone Ranger. Cleve, Loveland is out selling property today. Cleve and his team have been so unbelievable in this market. I'm going to tell you something. If you're considering buying or selling a home, Cleve Loveland and his team at Loveland Properties is absolutely amazing. And it's always an honor to work with him. So Cleve, I think, is going to be calling in a little bit to the show and letting you know what's going on with his listings and some market updates as well. I want to make a couple of brief announcements as we get into this show. First of all, this show is designed to help you navigate the real estate process. If you're thinking about buying a home, if you're thinking about selling a home, maybe you're thinking about the mortgage aspect, what kind of loan products are available for you. Maybe you're considering refinancing. If you haven't done that already, you really need to pick up the phone and give me a call. You can reach me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, and we'll be happy to help you out with any of your mortgage needs whatsoever. So this show, again, is designed to help you navigate the process. You know, the real estate process can seem a little daunting. I know a lot of these commercials we see with these real estate companies, the ones that, you know, they're going to offer you something and make it super easy. Let me tell you what they're offering you. They're offering you a low ball. That's what they're offering. You know what? It amazes me when I see people that get bought into the commercials. It's like getting bought in and believing what you see on the internet, you guys. It's just not reality. You're going to, in this market, you're going to get premium dollar for your house right now. I'm assuming you guys all would agree with that. I mean, the market is at an all-time high right now, and the good news is it's continuing to go up at a nice, steady pace. So why would you take a discount on a home that's going to be sold fast? As long as it's priced right, it's going to be sold fast. Why would you take a 5, 10, or 15% discount on it? Why would you do that? And when they say there's no commissions, you're right, there's no commissions, there's fees, okay, when it comes to using one of these companies. So I want to just tell you something. I'm not going to mention any names because there's like 3 companies out there. You know, these companies are owned by hedge funds. Hedge funds are not, you know, they don't do this to not make money. So if you think you're saving money, you're not saving money. You're putting money in the hands of the hedge fund. It's absolutely, in my opinion, if you have no tolerance for selling your home and you want somebody to give you a discount on the home, there's plenty of people out there that will give you a discount on your home as well. It's nothing special, but you're getting sucked into one of these very convincing commercials, quite frankly. I mean, I think they're very convincing. But here's the thing. I have, and this is from personal knowledge. One of my employees didn't tell me, but she was selling her home. And she got a buyer for it through one of these iBuyer companies. And she's like, yeah, man, everything just seems so easy. And it seemed to be going just fine. Until they were supposed to close on a Monday, okay? Friday, essentially the day before closing. Friday, gets a phone call. We're going to reduce our offer by $10,000. Why? Well, we just felt like the inspection warranted $10,000. Are you telling me this the day before closing, that you now want to reduce your contract? Yep, we're going to reduce it or we're going to back out. And so she was already in contract to go buy another house. You know, she's already ready to go. She was closing simultaneously on the Monday. So now that threw a monkey wrench into her transaction. So then she went back. She was all upset, you know, tears and everything. And I sat down with her and I said, let's just look at what you got here. So I suggested that we get the house on the market with a professional, okay? You always want a professional real estate agent like Cleve and his team. So she does that. She ends up selling it a week later. And not only did she get the price that she was originally asking, she actually got $10,000 more than her original price. So it was a $20,000 spread. Now, if you're willing to walk away from $20,000 that easy, then you call me up. Maybe I can pay cash for your house too. I'm going to tell you something, that when somebody's willing to pay cash for a house and close fast, they're not doing it at market value. So hire a professional to get you through this process. That's what real estate agents do. And I'm a big advocate of real estate agents. Now listen, you got some really good ones out there. You got some really bad ones out there. But I'll be honest with you. A good real estate agent is worth their weight. Believe me on that one. 407-250-9144. I'm the Loan Arranger. I also am on the show with Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Cleve's been a great partner of mine. We are here to navigate you through the real estate process and help you understand what's going on in the industry right now. So we still know that there's a shortage of inventory. There's only a month and a half worth of inventory out there. Okay, and what does that do? It causes a strain on people that are out looking for properties right now. So it puts you in a multiple offer situation. So how do you win? What's the winning solution to becoming the winning offer when it comes to purchasing a home? How do you set yourself above the other 4 or 5 people that are making an offer on the same property? How do you do that? What's the trick to doing that? Is it just become a higher price? Is that what it's all about? Whoever offers the highest price wins? Well, in some cases that might be true, but let me tell you something. It's not always true. And in many cases, it's not true. So I put together a program called my Fast Track Loan Program. And let me just explain what that means, because this is going to help elevate you to becoming the winning offer. So most banks start off with pre-qualifying you for a mortgage. I do the same thing. The next step is pre-approving you. That means you have sent me evidence of your bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns if you're self-employed, 1099s, K-1s if you're self-employed, your divorce decree if you're getting child support or paying child support, anything that's a necessary document in order for me to approve you, I have it. Now what happens is the typical bank stops right there, or mortgage company. They stop right there and they write you a pre-approval letter. Fine and dandy. That's pretty well industry standards. But the problem is that there are several occasions, and this happens, in my opinion, with banks even more than it does with mortgage lenders or brokers. And I'm not a broker. I'm a full lender. But just so we're clear, I see this happening on a regular basis. Have you ever heard of somebody's transaction falling apart just days before they were supposed to close? That's because either the company, the lender, or the buyer did not fulfill their complete obligation. So if you are wanting to become the winning offer, then not only should you be pre-approved, but what you should do at that point is go through my loan fast track program. And a fast track program, what it does is I take that pre-approval and I physically put your loan in front of a loan underwriter. They underwrite the loan as if that you're already in contract. Okay? Because most mortgage companies are going to give you your pre-approval, send you out to buy a house, go into contract, you then pay for your home inspection, you pay for your appraisal, and then they send the loan to underwriting after everything's back. Well, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? That's the way the industry works. I don't work that way. I want to put your loan in front of an underwriter before we order the appraisal. But I need you to be able to give me everything that we need in order for me to put your loan in front of an underwriter in advance. But when you do that, we call that our fast track loan program. Because now let's just look at the difference between you and a client that's been pre-approved. Now you're fully approved. The only thing that's missing on your transaction is the appraisal, the title work, the survey. Everything else is done. The appraisal, the title work, the survey. So your loan's already fully approved. So now I can pick up the phone and I can call the listing agent that's representing the seller. And I will let them know that I will guarantee a closing date in 30 days or less. And oftentimes I'm closing in less than 21 days. In 30 days or less. And if I do not close that transaction on time, I will pay the seller $100 a day for every day I miss that closing, up to 7 days. Now, I will tell you something. I've only had to pay that fee out one time. Why? Because the loan's already approved. I don't have to worry about it. The only time that you wouldn't close is if you lost your job during that time frame. Well, then anybody's going to lose their loan at that point. So as long as you didn't lose your job, then your loan's going to closing. Now, what happens is no other lender is putting the money where their mouth is, but I am. So I will guarantee that I'm going to close that transaction on time. Now, does that elevate you to being a better offer than the other 4 offers that came in at the same time that the loan officer never called the listing agent and definitely didn't give them any type of a guarantee? 407-250-9144. Write that number down, 407-250-9144. If you're a real estate agent and you're not using my Fast Track program, you're missing out on opportunities. If you are a listing agent and you're not demanding that the client gets approved by me and supplies you with a Fast Track loan approval, then your transactions on your listings could fall apart. And if they fall apart, that seller might not rehire you again. So why not ensure that your clients are going to go to closing? 407-250-9144, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. I put my money where my mouth is. My opportunity for my buyer increases the opportunity on them becoming the winning offer by up to 70%. Now, I'm not going to tell you every single offer gets accepted because that would be impossible. A cash offer that's coming in higher than yours is probably going to get the deal. I got off the phone with an agent that I love working with. Her name is Brittany. I'm going to actually interview her on the station here in the next couple of weeks. And she told me, like, I called her because there's a problem with the roof on this particular house, and I was calling her about the roof. And she told me, she says, Bruce, I'm going to be honest with you. I had higher offers than your client's offer was. But I took the offer because you were doing the loan. And that's why I convinced my seller to take that offer, because I knew that if Woodburn told me that deal was closing, it was closing. And I'm like, man, does that ever make me feel good? What an honor it is to know that the real estate community there is endorsing the level of service that I'm providing. And you know something, I fight for that level of service. I am all about service. And you guys think that the rate's the best thing. The rate's important. But the rate is not as important if you never closed the transaction. Or in many cases, you didn't even get the transaction because you were outbid or outperformed by somebody else. Or the perception from the listing agent was that another transaction was better than yours. Hey, my client was only putting 5% down on a conventional loan. Their credit scores weren't even 700. The other offer had higher credit scores and more money down and offered more money. Why did my buyer get it? Because I endorsed it and guaranteed that I'd close that transaction on time. That's why. That's why. So why are you screwing around with these banks and out-of-state mortgage companies, these rocket ships that promise you, these rocket ships that do these mortgages? If you're not vanilla, they're not going to take your deal. I got a loan, and listen to this, I got a buyer right now that I'm doing a mortgage for, that works for another mortgage company that's very popular. You hear the guy that's paying all the closing costs and everything, works for that company. Guess who he's going through to get his mortgage? That's right, the loan arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, Bruce Woodburn, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. Let's talk a little bit about some classes that I'm going to be holding here. If you're interested in building a home, maybe a custom home or semi-custom home, I've got the best construction perm loan in the business. Not many mortgage companies even have it. Matter of fact, I talked to a client yesterday, and they were telling me that their mortgage company actually physically told them that their construction perm program wasn't all that great, and to go to a company called TD. Okay, TD, the Canadian bank, you guys all know them, right? So the client did that. Before they called me, they did that. They went to that bank. And the loan officer physically tells the client, man, you're calling me too much. You're bugging me. I got a lot of work. I got a lot of clients that want loans from me right now. They physically told the client that he was bugging them, that he was asking too many questions. Come on, you guys. Too many questions? Are you serious? This is a service business. You deserve the very best. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. And here's the thing. Cleve, Loveland, and his team, best in the business. Listing. You need a great real estate agent. You call Cleve, Loveland, and his team. CleveLoveland.com. We'll be back in just a minute with more of Cleve, Loveland and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Give us 5 minutes and we'll be right back.